We're live. Okay. Wow. Welcome. Wait. Hang on. Let me see what. All right, guys. Welcome to the Three Marketer Shows. Just to make sure that you're actually seeing this, we have a very special guest today. We have Bob. But before that, right? Let me do a quick introduction to everyone. If this is the first time you see us, my name is Jason. I'm the host of the show. We have my co-host here, Andrew, which is below me. Andrew, the guy in black, and Andrew is an email conversion specialist from Malaysia. And we have Manfred. Manfred is also damn good at Facebook advertising. And then we have Bob, which is our guest today. So, if this is the first time you see this, very simple. We go live every Wednesday night and at 10 p.m. GMT +8 Malaysia time, because all of us are actually from this time. And basically what we do is we discuss about digital marketing related topics. But all of us we got started with Facebook advertising. But, the idea here is we want to bring the best in the industries to come together to share with us, because basically very simple. This is the time where we learn from the experts. Okay, so today we have Bob. Bob is a big name in terms of LinkedIn marketing, and he's actually Andrew helped us to invite Bob in here. So maybe we want to actually let Andrew do a bit of a quick introduction about Bob and how you guys gotten connected and how this thing happened.
Sure.
Andrew? Yeah.
So as usual, when I was starting getting into digital marketing, 2 years plus 3 years, and LinkedIn was one of the social besides Facebook, and the only way to and when I was browsing through LinkedIn, the name Bob Lau always kind of surfaced, and he has a lot of content those days. And I've learned quite a fair bit about LinkedIn from him, and I've been following him since. And when we were starting our Three Marketer Show, Bob was one of the names that I wanted to invite. And
wait. Okay, is it us or is it happens,
I
guys?
think it's him.
It happens. But thank you, Andrew, because while we're waiting for Andrew to get back online, let's roll a little bit, Bob. Thank you so much for joining us today, Bob. It's an honor.
Yeah, no problem.
And,
Thanks for inviting.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Bob, why
my
don't you share with
internet
us?
Yeah.
Okay, you're back. Okay,
I'm
I let
back,
you
I'm back.
continue.
So, let the big man, share his stuff.
Yeah, Bob. Please share with us about your background and say hi to the audience over here, because most of them actually watch the replay. But guys, if you have any questions regarding LinkedIn, right, this is the time that you ask the master himself. So type away in the comment section. We're gonna bring them up as and when we can. And please share with us, Bob.
Okay, hi everyone. Hi to.
Yeah.
So this is on Facebook and YouTube, right? So hi Facebook and YouTube.
That's right.
I'm Bob Low. So as Andrew mentioned, right, I am B2B. I'm a specialist in LinkedIn, but on LinkedIn I call myself the B2B marketing consultant, right? I help businesses with B2B marketing. LinkedIn is my specialty, so I've been creating content on LinkedIn for the past 3 years, working with clients around the world when it comes to B2B marketing or LinkedIn. So do connect with me on LinkedIn.
Oh yes.
And I think the reason why people used to see a lot of my content on LinkedIn is because I used to post a lot of content on LinkedIn, a lot of videos every single day. So that's how I got started.
Okay, so when just a quick question that we want to bring it up, just a Kickstarter over here, right? So you're saying that you started on LinkedIn, several years ago, but when exactly it started, and how exactly it started, and why LinkedIn of all social media or social networks available?
Yeah. How I started was 3 years ago. I was working a marketing job, like I think most of your audience are. I was in the office working in digital marketing for a retail company. At that time, I saw that LinkedIn became a content platform. So if you know, LinkedIn used to be this boring site, and still is a boring site, but it used to be even more boring that you only used to have text content.
Wow.
And what happened was 3 years ago, it changed. It started to have images, started to have videos. Now they have polls, they have live, right? All this came like in the past year, right? So if you are a marketer, LinkedIn is slowly growing and maturing as a platform. They are adding new features. They just added stories this year.
Wow.
So I started 3 years ago, and the thing is why I started creating content on LinkedIn, because it had very amazing organic reach, right? Today it still has very good organic reach, but 3 years ago, can you imagine? 3 years ago, I remembered I posted one video, and probably that's one of the videos that Andrew saw me on. I had 10,000 views for like a 1 minute video, and that views travel around the world, from New York to UK, whatever. And it was very good organic reach, just like how TikTok is and still is, right? So when new platforms emerge, whether it's Clubhouse, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's TikTok, there is always a leverage or upside. So as a marketer, I'm like, oh my God, should I, like, if I stuck to Instagram, I'm not a hot girl with assets or anything, so very hard to follow, right? I'm not a YouTuber where I can have a lot of gear and do a lot of things. So I'm very boring. I like marketing, and LinkedIn people are very boring. So I started to create a lot of content, as Andrew saw. I talked about marketing, I talk about content, I talk about lead generation, I talk about B2B marketing. All this boring content finally has an audience. People on LinkedIn love this boring stuff, like this show. If you could manage to do it on LinkedIn Live, a lot of people will comment. People on LinkedIn like to be educated. Now they like to learn something. So the more that they learn, and not only when they learn, they are bosses, they are CEOs, they'll give you opportunities. They were like, oh my God, like Andrew here, he remembered for the longest time. I've had clients who said, I watched your video 3 years ago. And that video I made in Australia. So like I had a lot of things happen to me like this. So how I got started was I created content every single day at that time on this emerging platform called LinkedIn. And I started to get inquiries from different people around the world. And because it was a new platform, similar to how YouTube early days or TikTok early days, where you have like a global community, because platform is so small, you will know everyone in the platform. So that's how I got a lot of opportunities, consulting opportunities, and work opportunities as well, speaking opportunities. And then that's how I got started on LinkedIn. I just jumped on this train. I saw this train moving and then just jumped. So that's what I did.
That's the marketers, right? Amazing. Yeah.
By the way, Bob has to date 11,000 connections. On LinkedIn.
That's crazy. That's awesome. But by the way, since we're at this topic, might as well I just do a quick plug over here, guys. If you want to connect with Bob, you're able to get this ultimate guide to LinkedIn profile optimization from him. So go to this link, which is linkedin.com/BobThinks. Just go over and connect with this awesome guy, and you'll be able to get this so-called a very unique guide, that will help you understand how can you do well optimizing a LinkedIn profile, which is I think is very important. But for the longest time, I never really know how to use LinkedIn. But anyway, I do repurpose my content over there every single day using the automation. But other than that, no. But Bob, share with us. Another question that we have here is this. Help us understand you a little bit more further. What were you doing prior to this? Before you got started with LinkedIn and all that, posting on daily basis is not easy. We all know that. But before that, what were you doing?
I briefly said this earlier. I was working in marketing. So this one depends on how long I want to bring this story up, but
you can actually
I was working in marketing.
Yeah.
So I was marketing, and like most people here in the audience, I would imagine will be marketing professionals. So I was working in marketing in an enterprise company, and I was okay with my job. I was pretty good in marketing. I started in advertising earlier in my career. But what happened was I think I watched Gary Vee's content, right? So all marketers here will know Gary Vee, right? So I watched Gary Vee's content, and then it occurred to me, I'm like, what the hell? This guy is doing the same thing about like what all of us here are doing. He's doing the same thing, but he's doing it so well. I'm like, he can do it. I can do it too. So before I started create content on LinkedIn, whatever, I follow his content. I'm like, okay. And then he keeps talking about content. He keeps talking about entrepreneurship. He talks about, there's opportunity for everyone to start a business, whatever. And then I saw this LinkedIn ship come, and also because of him, I became very fiercely interested in marketing. Right, it sparked my fire in marketing again. I was working in marketing at that point for about years, and then what I became was that I became quite it reignited my fire. So whatever I could do when it comes to marketing, I maxed out. So I started to explore more on Facebook ads, did everything. So this was like 4 years ago, right? Something like that, 5 years ago. And that time I experimented with lookalikes ads. I worked with my full-time job. I maxed out everything. I used my company's money to run all the different kinds of Facebook ads with their permission, of course, right? To and see what is the best things that we could achieve through Facebook advertising at that time. I work with all the top influencers in Malaysia, and managed to leverage deals and partnerships with them. So I because of Gary Vee's inspiration, I went all out in marketing for my job, and eventually I was like, actually, enjoy this, and then I'm like, I could do this for myself as well, and then then LinkedIn came, and then from a marketing professional, I transitioned to become a consultant and have been ever since.
So you have been very much, nailed in or niche into LinkedIn marketing at the moment. I mean, you don't do anything else at the moment, right? You're focusing very much on LinkedIn at the moment.
Yeah, so that's a great question, Jason. So I'm very much focused on LinkedIn on a day-to-day basis. So I call myself a B2B marketing consultant. But when it comes to businesses' needs, I try to help them if they have a need when it comes to Google advertising, SEO, or Google Ads, whatever. I also am good at that. But why I say I'm a LinkedIn marketing, so since your audience is also in marketing, I actually said this before a live session here. LinkedIn is sort of my Trojan horse, right? So as a marketer, you need to pick your niche, right? So like Andrew here is email, right? Jason is in Facebook, right? Manfred is also sort of in Facebook. So you need like a Trojan horse, right? So what happens if I specialize in LinkedIn? When people say LinkedIn in Malaysia, they think of me. That's how I get a lot of referral opportunities. If you're very good, like previously I mentioned, I maxed out everything when it comes to Facebook ads or Google ads, whatever. If people think that you're good at everything, they don't know how to box you. So they are very hard to refer jobs to you. They say, oh, Bob is very good at everything, so very hard to refer jobs to him. So LinkedIn, so happens is also something they're very good at, but as a marketer and anyone of you, wanting to go into freelance, you need to specialize, find a Trojan horse that you can specialize in. Once I get into the company, once I do my consulting, if I find there's a need for them to do influencer marketing, to do Facebook ads, to do, even loyalty campaigns, events, then I will help them as well, right? So every marketer that especially the marketers that you follow, right? Seth Godin for Purple Cow, right? So Rand Fishkin for SEO. So you need to find something that you're good at. If not, people don't remember you. So that's why I am. So that's a great question, Jason.
Thank you, Bob. That's a very great advice to the audiences. I mean, basically, as just like how Bob puts it, right? You gotta have your Trojan horse. I like the the metaphor, which is kind of like a niche that you're in. But I mean, further moving down to, I mean, we just want to nail it, and we want to understand, what are the things that you do over here, right? So what do you normally consult on LinkedIn, in which area? So when a client comes to you, what are the areas that you're helping them with? Right, and just to make sure that the line is okay over there.
So that is a question that is. Yeah. Am I lagging? I'm still okay, right?
Slightly from time to time, but you're good. You may go ahead, please.
Okay. So forgive me if it lags from time to time. Okay. It's it's a live, so that things will happen. Okay.
Things will happen.
So
Go for the flow.
what the question was, how I consult with companies.
What do you normally consult?
Okay, so the
when it
question
comes
was
to
how I
LinkedIn?
consult with companies.
Yeah.
Okay, so this goes down to the question on what type of companies are normally on LinkedIn as well. So when it comes to LinkedIn, it's a platform very much for B2B marketing or for services-based marketing. It's not a platform for, let's say, you want to sell handphones or you want to sell handphone covers. That is not a platform for B2C high volume products. So the people that I help on LinkedIn are either service-based industries, consultancies, or corporates that need help when it comes to B2B marketing. So what I consult them with are mainly three things. One is lead generation. So I think you have a lot of guests previously that talk about lead generation. Right. So like LinkedIn is an amazing platform, but end of the day, people ask the question like, do you get sales from it? Do you actually get leads from it? Secondly is content. So like I've been creating content consistently on LinkedIn, so I have a lot of experience on the different types of content. So LinkedIn, I consult clients when it comes to creating corporate content and content that generate leads. Thirdly, this is quite a new one. I am also helping clients with online events. So LinkedIn also is a very good platform to run webinars and events. So this is the third thing. Like if some clients want to run webinars on LinkedIn, they want to get good traction and good quality of audience to attend the webinar, then I will help them to leverage LinkedIn to do that as well. It's very similar to Facebook events, just that the audience that LinkedIn attracts at least people with a job. So that's the main difference between LinkedIn and Facebook. LinkedIn, you actually see what job and what company they work as. There's no fake profile. Very rarely there is fake profile. So that is what three things that I help companies with.
Yeah.
I want to drill in on the content side. I'm sorry, Andrew, you please go ahead.
Yeah, you can't really fake your profile on LinkedIn. Neither do you want to, because when the interviewers, if you're going for a job and they ask you and you get found out quite easily. Like you can do that, fake stuff on Facebook and Instagram, the other socials, but on LinkedIn, you got to be bloody serious about it. Okay.
Yeah. But I want to go further on the content side, because you say that you consult companies on three areas. First is the lead generation, which is the business side of it. Second part is the content, and the third part is definitely the event, which is really you're saying that it's kind of a new thing. But I want to drill in on the content. Can you briefly share with us what kind of content works well on LinkedIn? Specifically on LinkedIn.
What type of content works well for what? Sorry, my question. Works well for what?
I mean, for getting attention, maybe for getting seen, getting heard, those kind of things.
Or maybe lead generation in this case.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay. So that is a very, very distinct thing. Two very different things. So I'll address both. Get seen and get viewed. Get seen and get viewed. Any type of content can get seen and get viewed. So like what some people do, and this is unfortunate, but they do this, is they recycle popular Facebook videos and put it on LinkedIn. So then they will get a lot of views as well. They will get viral, but that's get a lot of views lah. But Manfred asked, lead gen. Then there is a very different type of content. If you want your content to generate leads, then if you just now, Jason shared my link, my profile link, right? So a lot of the content that I post are slides, carousels. So I give a lot of value in my content. So when people consume my content, they have this aha moment. They learn something, right? So I think Andrew said how he learned something from my content. So when people learn something, especially if they are somebody important, CEOs, business owners, coaches, you name it, they will reach out to you, say, hey, I learned something from you. Actually, can you help me with this? So on the lead gen standpoint, I would say the content that works well I won't go into format, but the content that works well is the content that educates.
Sorry, I interrupt a bit. So maybe imagine I am from a photocopier machine company doing B2B. I wanted people to submit leads via LinkedIn. Is it possible? What kind of value can I give? Am I going to talk about the photocopying machine? How is differentiate from other competitors?
So that's a great question, Manfred. That's a very good question. So if you're a photocopier machine salesperson, or some of the sales teams that I work with, right? I've worked with telco salespeople, people that sell connection points for Cellcom and things like that. So this type of salespeople, when it comes to lead gen, so from content we go to lead gen, they don't need to do content actually. I'm a very hardcore salesperson, right? So what they need to do, so for this photocopier machine, the people in charge of the photocopier machine are the office manager. Maybe sometimes the HR manager, but most of the time the facilities or office manager. All right. So number one, I would say the facilities and office manager are on LinkedIn. Number two, they are not very active. But if you want to really leverage the platform, then you need to start connecting and start having conversations with these office managers. Because these type of things, I can tell you create content, create a lot of video, but it's not direct enough to generate leads. So if I were selling copiers and printers, I would actively connect and start conversations with office managers every single day. Because on LinkedIn, you'll be able to find direct positions.
Okay.
But what about, say, some MMC level? Say the head of operation will decide which kind of copier machine they will get. So if I want to target, say, example, insurance company or the various insurance company, head of operation, how should I do it via LinkedIn? No.
If it's so, for example, and you mean like 1,000 people in insurance.
Say example, there's AIA, Great Eastern, Aviva, whatever, all these insurance company, they never buy my copier machine. And I know the decision makers are the head of operation. So how do I, via LinkedIn, honestly, I don't know. Okay, maybe I know the head of operation via LinkedIn is Mr. Tan, Mr. Chu, or something like that. So how do I use LinkedIn to reach out to them and try to persuade them that they should actually use our line of a photocopy machine?
Okay, so that one is, there's a lot of layers to that question. It's quite a complicated question.
Yeah, it's not
okay,
easy.
so first level is whether or not as the COO of a company, the copier machine is on top of the priority. Right? So because you are now COO of AIA, you are in charge of 10-20,000 people. Maybe the copier machine, if you use throughout the company, maybe yes or no. So it's still a very long shot. That's one. But I don't think the deal is done through an individual salesperson. It's maybe done on a corporate sales level, on a corporate deal level. So if I'm the corporate salesperson, the corporate B2B person, I would reach out to this COO. And the most basic thing is to connect with them first. If you're connected with them, there's a lot of things that you can do. You can, channel the conversation to say, hey, I have this copier, we'd like to know more, etc. So that is a very direct approach, but for sales, unfortunately, it's that, right? So like the next question would be, I saw somebody say something about business coaches in the comments, right? The people that should create a lot of content. Okay,
I mean, let me
so
quickly
the
bring this
people
up,
that
sorry.
should create a lot of content. Yeah, the people that should create a lot of content on LinkedIn are exactly what he says, like business coaches, consultants, right? Service-based businesses, more than copier machines. Like copier machine, actually not much content you can create that can get engagement. Like me as a consultant, you as a Facebook ads consultant, 100% you should create a lot of content on LinkedIn, right? I'm very real. Some people say everyone should create content. I don't think so. But if you are a consultant, you are a knowledge-based service company, you're email expert, you are some of my clients, translation expert, marketing research companies, then yes, you should create content. But if you're very straightforward, I also had clients who sell water filters and things like that. Then it's just do outreach, keep doing outreach. Content won't get you very far because you don't need to position yourself as the authority. But I think the corporate, let's say you were talking about photocopier machine, the content will be created by the mother company, which is Xerox. So Xerox will create a lot of corporate content already. So that is what I would do lah. So very targeted question, but I like that question.
Yeah, I mean, what about ads?
So,
I mean, to be very frank, Bob, I mean, what about ads? You see, I'm a person who likes to see whether we are able to get instant result fast enough just to come in and cut through all the thing and say that, okay, now I want to get to the people who is making decision on such thing. I want to connect with these people, or I want to run my ads to these people. Does it work really well as how it is on Facebook and Google? How does
talking about LinkedIn ads?
How does LinkedIn ad works out? I mean, because we don't have a lot
great
of
question. So
insights on that.
I highly encourage you to, great question. I highly encourage you to check out LinkedIn ads. The interface for this past, I think 2 months ago, they changed the interface. Now it's like Facebook ads cousin. Seriously, it looks very similar.
Yes.
They have everything from lookalikes. The Facebook pixel now is in LinkedIn is called the insights tag. And everything that is possible on Facebook is more or less possible on LinkedIn. And the interface now, it looks very much like Facebook. The key is, so I always have this challenge with some of my clients who transition from Facebook ads to LinkedIn ads. They'll say, why so expensive? They will say, well, on Facebook, I get one lead, 4 ringgit. So, and then I'll ask them like, why don't you keep doing Facebook ads? Why do you come over to LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, true.
Okay, so to be honest, the cost per lead per link for LinkedIn can range from 120 ringgit or 40 USD. So that is like average cost per lead to 100, 200 ringgit per lead.
Yep.
So for most of my clients, I say unless you have a 5,000 ringgit product and above, don't use LinkedIn ads because it's very expensive.
It's what,
but
4
on LinkedIn
times?
Ads, the target. I'm not sure how many times at least 10 times.
I tried running ads on LinkedIn before. On average, it's about 4 to 5 times the cost of a campaign that you run on Facebook.
But is it worth it, Bob?
Yeah. So on Facebook, so we have about 2 or 3 Facebook ads experts here. So on Facebook, it's very cheap, but what you also get is everyone. So what I hear, this is not from me, but from clients, especially if you run lead gen ads, lead generation ads to whether landing page or lead gen ad itself, you'll get everyone from immigrants to normal people to students, whatever. You get everyone. And what I say about Facebook ads is about finding the diamond in the rough. You get 100 leads, but then you have to dig inside the 100 leads. Got 2 or 3 is a good one.
Yeah.
For LinkedIn,
so LinkedIn you direct
LinkedIn, you go directly for that person only. You can go for people working in Shell. I want the COO of Shell only. You go direct. You can target people by position. So the position that they say on their LinkedIn, the company they work for, the seniority level. So for example, if your ads, this one only works for B2B. So it doesn't work for consumer product unless you're selling maybe BMW, right? So you can target all director level. So your cost per lead $40 US, but each lead is confirmed director level. Whether or not they convert, that one is up to your ad and your offer. But I can guarantee if you run a LinkedIn ad and you target CEOs, you only get CEOs. You target director, you only get director. So if you target manager, you only get manager. So what a lot of my clients do, if they have a program, they target HR directors or CFOs, then you only get those. Very expensive, but high quality.
Very precise, high quality.
Yeah, worth the money, or in that case, if they are able to dial into the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good deal.
Very expensive. Yeah, it can be. So you have to have an offer or something that you can offer to them. If not, then don't bother running LinkedIn ads.
It has to be high ticket. Yeah, Manfred.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
There is, I'm not sure about Malaysia, but C-level in Singapore, definitely they will have a profile. But some of the directors that I know in those big corporations don't really have a profile. Or maybe have a profile, but it's a placeholder, no face, nothing, empty, don't even bother visit. So is it still very common in LinkedIn? Because it will affect, as in maybe he put the position as director of a certain company, then it's totally blank and he don't visit. It will affect the outreach also, no? I'm not sure what's the percentage. There are some people who are like that.
Yeah. So for that, how we overcome is when we target, let's say, directors, and for my clients, they normally target corporations. So there's another filter called company size. So like just now, like your example, target AIA or Great Eastern only, then you can set, I only want directors in companies with above 1,000 people. So unless they lie, then I cannot help, but you can target by company size. There are a lot of fake profiles for small companies, like their CEO,
Not
but the
necessarily
CEO of their own
small
company.
companies, but big corporations. I personally know some of them have an inactive profile account. Inactive.
Yeah,
they put their name
as well.
without face, don't even visit. So even I want to target them, they don't view LinkedIn. That's a small problem. I'm not sure what's the percentage of people doing that.
That happens as well. So when you're running ads, you're only running to the active people. So
okay.
that is
So when you're running ads, you're only going to the active people. That's a very important information.
Yep.
Meaning that
all
like
platform ads is also the same.
Yeah. It makes sense. What about, because another unique ad format that I like about LinkedIn is what do we call the direct message?
The email.
The email. So the email may go some sideways as well, because to be frank, I probably will check my LinkedIn maybe once a week. I am actually sorry for those who actually requested friendship. I mean connection. Not I don't mean that. I'm just I cannot take care of too many platforms. But people like me are also considered inactive, right?
You check once a week. I think it's still fairly decent already.
Fairly decent. Should be okay. I'm not sure because I think that's a very interesting concern brought up by Manfred. Yeah. But guys, I mean, since we're halfway through, I just want to do a quick shout out, right? If you guys, what you're actually listening right now, right? Remember, Bob is the guy that you have to go to, is the go-to person that you want to learn about LinkedIn. So if you want to learn more about, how to actually optimize your LinkedIn profile to actually make yourself more visible on LinkedIn and to be able to connect with more people, to generate more leads and all that, you should actually connect with Bob. Here's the link that you can actually connect with Bob. If you're watching, if you guys are listening to the podcast, you can go to the description. I will add it into the the description link as well. So this is where you connect with Bob, and you will get this ultimate guide to LinkedIn profile optimization. It's a free guide from Bob, right? We really have to thank Bob for that. Now, let's move back to our question. Wow, today so much information, and I really have
about the Digital Run channel. Have we answered his question?
I think Bob answered the question. For these people, I think it's more important about going in and outreach. I think Bob's answer was really outreaching, right?
So for business purposes, yes, videos do help. So I think with thought pro videos, yes, it does.
Yeah, and I just want to quickly bring this up from Rin, right? Yeah, thanks. Cool. So, thanks Digital Run for the question. And this is from Rin saying that, she just created the LinkedIn without knowledge. But don't worry, Rin, if you want to learn, connect with Bob. That's the person that you want to connect. And Rin said, thank you, Bob. Yes, awesome value that we're getting from Bob right now, right? So earlier, there's this guy, Kiso, right? Kiso official channel, say best. It must be Bob, Definitely not us. Anyway, thank you so much for joining the conversation, guys. If you are watching this, whether you're watching this live or in the replay, feel free to, type your questions. We'll do our best to deliver your questions, even though if you're, typing in the replay version of it, we'll still, help you connect. But nonetheless, if you have more questions, right, why not just connect with Bob on LinkedIn, which I already leave the link over here. Now, I want to quickly roll over to the next question.
You can also search for Bob Low.
Yeah, just go search for Bob Low, the only Bob Low. That's the Bob Lowe with 11,000 connection. That's the guy you want to connect. Okay, now here's our next question, Bob. Okay, why is it important for business owners, specifically business owners, to have a presence on LinkedIn? You see, just now we were talking about marketing, outreaching, connecting, creating opportunities for lead gen and whatnot. But for business owners ourselves, why is it important to have a LinkedIn profile?
Yep. I would say not all business owners should have a LinkedIn profile. As I started the session today, I say service-based business owners. If you're running anything consultancy or service-based, yes, you need to be on LinkedIn. If you are, so like some of the industries, some of my clients, they ask me for help, but I think, very hard to help them one. Some say, okay, I am a factory, I want to connect with manufacturers. And I think this goes into Manfred's example. I'm a factory, I want to connect. And manufacturers and factory industry generally are not active on LinkedIn. So if you try to lead gen there, unless you try maybe even countries like Europe, still very hard. So this particular type of industry, you don't have to be on LinkedIn, or retail even. Like if you're a restaurant owner, you don't need to be on LinkedIn. Don't waste your time, right? So, but if you're a service-based business, consultancy, if you are, selling anything that is B2B, yeah, by all means be on LinkedIn. So only very certain specific type of industries. The people that benefit from LinkedIn also are companies that benefit from doing business with big corporates. For example, Jason, you do training, right? So I can tell you the HR people are super active on LinkedIn. That's the only platform they always check, either to recruit or to find a new job. Or I don't know what they do. Yeah, but that is the easiest lead gen I've done so far is HR on LinkedIn. Whether I do ads or whether I do manual outreach, HR people respond on the same day one. They are the most active, followed by marketers. Probably it's the marketers number one, right? But LinkedIn is number one. Like, what HR person doesn't have LinkedIn? Because they have to keep a corporate image. They have to also find job from themselves. That's where all the HR people are most active. Or let's say you are a B2B company and you are selling, let's say, cloud accounting, and you're selling to CFOs. You're doing corporate advisory. Yes, then LinkedIn is the platform if you want to do any sort of business with corporates as well.
The salespeople will also want to use the LinkedIn Sales Navigator. LinkedIn Sales Navigator also.
Yeah.
So
are you asking about Sales Navigator? That's another long story.
Yeah, that's another long story. Previously has used
that's
before.
quite technical.
Yeah. Cool. So I mean, it's not for everyone, to be frank. Like how Bob puts it at the very beginning of the show, it's a boring place. But if your business are really important for this boring, not to say boring. Sorry. I don't mean that. I mean people who are there.
I think more for the top leadership that you can put in there. Then how your brand actually differentiate from others. Some people do read that, no, actually.
Yeah, because there's another angle of looking at it. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, true. I mean, because the reason why we want to talk about this is because a lot of people have this concept. I mean, this is how I think about LinkedIn. I thought it's a place for people to look for jobs. That's why I want to quickly bring this up that Bob probably want to help us bust this myth a little bit. Whether is it true that people on LinkedIn who are those who are looking for job, like what you say, people who are looking for job for themselves, or people who are looking for a candidate and all this kind of thing. Like you say, mostly HR people. What are the other distinctive, let's say, active categories of, LinkedIn users that are not just HR people or any other ones who's looking for jobs?
Yeah, so it still is a place where people look for job. Still is. If you're a recruiter, if you're a recruiter, that is the only place you should be. Don't waste your time on other platform. That is the only place that you should be. Yeah. But now also it has become a content platform, and a lot of big CEOs in Malaysia are actually creating content on LinkedIn right now.
CEOs
so we
themselves
have
creating
people
content.
like Azran.
Outsourced, as in their marketing teams do.
No, you'll be surprised. So if you follow the CEO of Citibank Malaysia and Singapore, so he is the CEO called Tian Long. he posts his go
he's quite
videos
active.
on LinkedIn.
Correct. He's
Okay.
quite active.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Azran
recently,
Osman,
Jalil.
CEO of Naluri, Azran Osman posts a lot of video. He won't post his swimming video inside there. A lot. CEO of Invest KL, Khairuddin, also posts very often. And of course, these are the big names, but a lot of small, medium enterprise CEOs also post a lot of content there. And actually, from being at the platform, I've worked with a lot of different industries, from marketing research companies, localization companies, telcos, coaches as well. A lot of B2B, very boring companies that you cannot think of as well are there. So for a lot of business leaders, so like a good example is like Andrew attended one of my networking events that not really hosted on LinkedIn, but it was marketed on LinkedIn, same like marketed on Facebook. I was run on an AirMeet platform. So the people that came through that to attend the actual networking event were people who run business advisories. We had even Feng Shui master. We had marketers. We had consultants, training companies, whatever you name it, who attended the networking event. So it's now a good platform for most type of businesses, and a lot of people are posting very valuable content on there.
Yep.
Awesome. Wow, that's a very interesting thought. But by the way, Bob, since you talk about this, the networking event, how can we join? If there's anyone interested in this event, we just connect with you on LinkedIn.
Yeah, connect with me on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So
Let me
I'll just
plug
plug
this
it
again.
since you mentioned it. So I organized like a monthly networking event for now for Malaysia and Singapore. So I have one for Singapore tomorrow. What you can do, it's quite hard to find an event on LinkedIn. You just need to message me. I'll send you the link. So I have one this Thursday. What happens in the networking event is it's a business matching format. So you come, there's a platform called AirMeet. They will match you for 5 minutes with another business owner or another professional. So it depends on what you want to do. Anyone can join. So you never know. So as a marketer, so most loyal marketers, you might get new jobs from there. You might get new opportunities from there. So they'll match you one-on-one with another business owner, another person for 5 minutes. So the one that I'm running tomorrow is for Singapore. So Manfred, please join. And then Malaysia one. If you like Andrew wants to join the Singapore one also, please come. So it's 8 p.m. tomorrow, and the Malaysia one is 8 p.m. on Tuesday. So just send me a message on LinkedIn. I will send you the link to the event.
Awesome. So here's the link to actually follow, to connect with Bob on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Like I said, we have gotten so much awesome value and insights about LinkedIn from this, guy over here. So as he has already proven up to 43 minutes right now, he's the guy. Now, let's drill in further on the questions that we already have over here. I think there are, quite a few of them left. I think these are very important. This is particularly, I want to bring it up. I think it's at least for some people like Rain, right? That she just started on LinkedIn. Now, those people who have been trying to figure out how to do LinkedIn like myself. I mean, I did not really try that hard. I was just connecting everything, just automate, right? But what are the 5 tips from Bob? If I want to grow my audience on LinkedIn, what are the 5 tips that you can offer to people like us?
I would ask the question. I will ask back the question like, why do you want to grow your audience on LinkedIn? So that is what I normally ask if someone gets on a consulting call with me. Yeah. Because I don't care, but it doesn't matter if you have 11,000 followers, because LinkedIn is a business platform in the end. It's not Instagram where I can get a lot of hot girls to follow me. There's nothing, no value in it. So let's say I get 11,000 followers or whatever. It's not important. It's more important on what you want to get out of the platform. And if what you want to get out of the platform is maybe business or lead gen, then we'll map back from that. So growing an audience is not really the thing you should aim at. But what I would say, so I really did a post recently, just on Monday, I did a post. So if you're on LinkedIn, you connect with me, you can see this post. I had a post called "What Would I Do If I Started From Zero" on LinkedIn. So
Yep, I
I
saw that.
actually had this post, and there's like 6 things that I will do. I think 6 things. So if I was starting out on LinkedIn, like Rin here, number one thing is I will start connecting with people, right? So LinkedIn actually has a lot of restrictions when you connect with people, even now. But what I would do, let's say you want to connect, Manfred wants to connect with CFOs, or some of you here want to connect with CEOs or HR managers. What you can do is to start connecting with 20 people a day. 20 people are still okay within the boundaries, right? If you connect 20 people a day. Secondly, optimize my profile. So let's pitch the optimization guide. Because a lot of opportunities actually come from me because I optimize my profile. So if you go to my profile and you see what is called a LinkedIn headline, you'll find the keywords trainer, speaker, consultant, and marketing, and lead generation. So the reason why I put lead generation there, so all of you here are marketers, the LinkedIn headline is where the SEO happens, right? Not just on LinkedIn. So when people search for lead generation on LinkedIn, they will find me number one. That's one. I think if you try this now, it still works. I have had clients come to me and say, I Googled you, I Googled LinkedIn lead generation Malaysia, and you are number one, come up. And they come to my LinkedIn page.
Wow.
So the SEO not only works on LinkedIn, it works on Google as well. So if I were to start from zero today, I would first connect with people. I would also optimize my headline. Number 3 is like how I just started. I created content on LinkedIn every day because it has amazing organic reach. So while it's still hot, just use that. One day it will become like Facebook, where you create content on the brand page, nobody see. But now it's as good as TikTok, where you can get thousands of views if your content does very well, right? Number 4, after I connect, I will collaborate. So a lot of growth that I had was from collaborations with people that I have collaborated with. And yeah, so these are the 4 things essentially that I would do to actually start off on LinkedIn. Okay,
Wow.
so it's still within the guidelines. So if you want to generate leads, that's important as well, because to generate leads, you need people to SEO and find you, and you need to connect with people. So that works in both ways, whether you want to build an audience or you want to generate leads.
I think that these are all good advice. Thanks, Bob. I mean, because one thing that I think is very crucial is to organically expand your network. And of course, if you want to grow your LinkedIn, just like how you want to grow any other platforms or any presence, right? It's very important that you really pay attention and spend time and effort in it. A lot of people would think that, Manfred.
Yeah, Bob, I'll just ask one simple question. So imagine I want to grow my LinkedIn profile. I want to target all the 20 CMO to introduce myself, connect to them, say example. So there's always add a note. But honestly speaking, you don't really know the CMO. Say example, CMO of PayPal. So I want to introduce myself and connect with him. What kind of things should I write?
Oh, that's an awesome question, Manfred. That's a great question. So I'll tell you how exactly I do it and how I tell my clients to do it. So number 1, they have to be active on LinkedIn, like you said, right? Some people are not active on LinkedIn, so don't waste your time connecting with them there, right? If you are like we have email experts here, so just find their cold email and email them, whatever you like. But if they are active on LinkedIn, one of the signs that they are active on LinkedIn is they post content, at least a bit of content. Doesn't have to be, like content like mine. It can be very simple, like anniversary, or can be congratulating a staff, thanking a staff, or Happy Chinese New Year, whatever. So that is
maybe
the normal
he made a certain comment about something, he disagree or agree with certain incidents.
Yes,
okay,
100%. That is good. So that shows that he is active on LinkedIn. So when I connect with him in the note, I will say, if he comments on Andrew's post, I will say, hey, I saw your comment on Andrew's post, would love to connect. That one, even though it's not 100% genuine, a lot of people don't like it, but 90% of the people accept.
Oh, so
the best
simple,
one is I saw your post. Because the best one is I saw your post. Then see if he's talking about MCO or he's talking about he shared an article, let's say on The Edge, right? I saw your latest post on The Edge. Would love to connect, right? Then that is the best one. If they don't have their own post, then I'll say I saw your comment somewhere else. Very high connection rate. So the reason why is, number one, it shows you're not a robot, because a robot can do that, but not so easily, right? It shows you're not a robot. Number two, it shows you took the time to do research. I used to do this, for fun. When I had a lot of time, I will listen to BFM. I will listen to the interview, whether breakfast, grill, or whatever, and will find the person on LinkedIn and say, hey, I just heard your interview on Breakfast Grill. Would love to connect. Very fast, they connect one. They say, oh my God, thanks for listening to the interview, right? Yeah. I will read The Edge, and I see The Edge, that maybe they have an interview with The Edge, like maybe a big CEO or big CFO, whatever, they have interview with The Edge, and they are on LinkedIn, provided they are on LinkedIn. And I say, hey, I just read your interview on The Edge. And I like this point, would love to connect. Then
these are the conversation starters.
Conversation starters. These are the best one. But if you don't have all that, then the very simple one is I saw your post or I saw your comment on somewhere.
Right. So after connection, need to follow up also with continue the content.
Yeah, just like dating. The best way. Yeah, like before this call, you asked me like how do I connect with like the big marketing influencers, right? Like I connect with Eric Siu or whatever. I will listen to a podcast that he did. For example, like Chris Du or whatever. I listened to a podcast that he did. Hey, I listened to your interview on the 3 marketers. And I like the point on where you shared about profile optimization on SEO, and would love to connect. If someone says that to me, I'm like, oh, thanks for taking the time to listen. I will 100% connect with that person. So that's how I connect with even very big influencers. That's how I connect. I listen to a podcast first. I search for them, find their podcast or whatever. I say, hey, I listened to your podcast on this and would love to connect. Or I read your book, even better. So very high chance they will connect with you.
That's an awesome tip. Thank you so much, Bob, because then we will probably start reaching out to higher name. I mean, different kind of people to come in to join us in this show. But okay, we have a quick question coming from, man, we want to have more people like you guys, who are really big in your name to come in and join us. But anyway, Rin has this, Rin said this to Andrew. It has been the most informative LinkedIn webinar she has attended. Thanks to Bob. Okay, This is one of the best ones, she said. And she followed up with a question, which is, how is building connections helpful for applicants? And what should an applicant choose to connect with? Meaning that a job applicant in that sense. Is that correct, Rin? Can you quickly fill us in a little bit on this question, which is quite interesting, I think. But what would you think?
Great question, Rin. Great question. Before I became a consultant, I actually got maybe 3 of my jobs from LinkedIn itself. And still can happen right now. 3 of my full-time jobs. But what still can happen right now is what you can do. So this is my exact experience. How I got the job at a big advertising agency in Malaysia is I actually sent a message I actually got connected, number one. So this is before I did content. So on number one, that time, this was I think 2013. Not even then, 2011 or something. And that time it was very easy for you to connect with someone. So I connect with like CEOs, I still am connected. So I connected with like the head of strategy for an advertising. Right, connected and say hi, whatever. And then I say, hey, I actually am looking for a account executive job or whatever. I'm looking for a account servicing position. Do you have any position? So then he referred me, send my resume to one of his colleagues, and then I got an interview from there. So it's like
same company
backdoor,
Same
it's
company.
It's not. The normal process is the normal process is you go through HR, you go through applicants, you go through the pile of resumes, whatever. The best way to get a job is actually through network, and the best way to have this network is LinkedIn. So if you get it through a network, or even some people I see how they got jobs is they just post, hey, I'm a CEO, 20 years experience, I'm looking for a position. And then a lot of people on LinkedIn will help in. So one more thing I will share, LinkedIn is the most supportive platform. From YouTube, from Facebook, from Twitter, you get a lot of very nasty people. LinkedIn people cannot be nasty because when they are nasty, their job position is showed. You know where they work. You can go and contact their boss. It either reflects on their business or their company. So there are only
Very true.
positive people on LinkedIn. There are no trolls one. Like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube,
Yeah.
there's a lot of trolls. People who don't exist, troll. LinkedIn, there are no fake profiles to troll.
I sidetrack a bit. In Facebook and Twitter in Singapore, there are cases people say things that are inappropriate. Then cannot found out, then cannot fire also.
And then they got
For
fired.
Facebook
got
and
fired.
Twitter, serious. Director got fired
Yeah.
for really very insensitive racial comments.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah,
found out.
happened in Malaysia as well. I forgot the exact situation, but someone posted. I think it was. I think it was Sime Darby. Somebody on Sime Darby posted. So I don't know. You go and search for this news. Posted on LinkedIn. He's like a top level in Sime Darby posting in, and then he, I think, almost got a warning. So if you Google Sime Darby LinkedIn post or something like that, I think you'll find
So
it.
it's a LinkedIn post. It's a LinkedIn post.
LinkedIn post. Yeah. I forgot what is the issue already, but it was something along these lines. So people actually get into trouble. So there are very little trolls. I wouldn't say there are no fake profiles. There are, but very hard lah. Still very hard to create a fake profile on LinkedIn.
Insightful. Now, I mean, Rin just added, she's is a job applicant, but I think you got this, Rin. You really have to go and try what Bob actually shared with us. That's a very interesting technique or so-called method that you can actually. It's like a backdoor, Rin. You have to do that, Rin.
I think add one more point. Sorry. Bob, go ahead first.
Or come to my networking event, and then you'll meet a lot of bosses and never know you get a job there. That's a good one. Really, someone got an internship through my networking event. Seriously, someone got an internship from my
that's a good one.
That's good.
That's good as well.
Yeah, and then we have Ferdinand coming in and say we'll rewatch this later. You should. Ferdinand, it's a good one. Yes, Manfred.
Just want to add one more point. If you try to reach out to all these CMO, try to put in effort to read or understand what they have been saying, the recent events, and don't spam so many one. Then you totally forget. Then you just try your luck. Or you just want to reach high, so many. Then in the end, go for the quality instead of the quantity. That's what I want to say.
I agree. Thanks for that, Manfred. Now, I want to bring us to the... Yeah, sorry, Andrew, you go ahead.
Yeah, another thing is this. I think in only LinkedIn where you actually get to know your level of connection. There's first level, second level, and third level. So Bob is absolutely on the point is, if you start doing connection, and for example, let's say Jason is a big name CEO, and I wanted to connect with him. And the moment I send him a message, he's going to check basically who it will show on my profile, who are they connected to. So, for example, Bob is a great friend of Jason, and I'm connected to Bob. And then he's going to say and says, "Oh yeah, you're a first level connection with Bob." Okay, very likely then they will accept. But if you're like even third level or you're not connected to anyone within their circle, then the chances of them unless your outreach is very insightful or very respectful, that they may allow it. So building connections on LinkedIn, especially first level connections, helps because that's how you organically expand and get influence. Like Bob mentions, if you want to apply for a job and all, and you're connected to like 10 people who are very close friend of the person that you wanted to ask for a job for, then that helps in terms of leverage.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew. I want to quickly bring over to our last question over here. Sorry. Let's hear feedback. Anyway, okay. Can we hear some success stories of your clients or customers, Bob? I mean, just to quickly encourage people that look, LinkedIn is still a very awesome place to be in.
Yeah. So I like Manfred's point just now of quality, not quantity. So that's why I don't encourage people the word build audience because I don't want you to become like an influencer on LinkedIn. There's no value. I want you to do business on LinkedIn or get a job, right? So like quality instead of quantity. So some of my clients are like marketing agencies in places like Hong Kong, Australia. In Singapore, one of my clients is the biggest outdoor advertising companies in Singapore. So one of the things that I help them with is, like Manfred mentioned just now, connecting with the CMOs or CEOs of these big companies, right? So, for example, some of them manage to connect with head of marketing of big brands like IKEA, Audi, McDonald's in Singapore, or even regionally APAC directors. You'll be surprised. You might think, oh, maybe this guy is like APAC managing director of Mercedes-Benz. He must be very busy. But I tell you, one of the people that I coached, which was just an advertising executive, he actually reply her every time. Because I think for most of these CEOs, right, they are not on Instagram a lot. They are definitely not on TikTok. But they also need to use their phone and to read content. So LinkedIn is the only place where they are active to read content, to spend time every day. So they will reply messages and things like that.
Some CEO are very active.
So especially the expaty type, right? The white guys, right? The expaty type, they are even more active on LinkedIn. The Asians, okay, maybe half and half, right? Especially if you're trying to work with global companies, where the leaders of these companies will more often be expats, right? From Germany, from wherever, or confirm they are very active on LinkedIn. So that's where, if you want to work with these companies, so like a lot of my clients manage to work with these companies, reach out to decision makers, and that is very, very easy. And a lot of my clients as well, they manage to, for me, the success is not growing an audience. The success is for you to get business out of it. So a lot of my clients, after working with me in the first month, second month, they already get new clients out of it. Because for me, I think from talking to me, you already know I'm very sales driven, very results driven. So it's about translating it. One of the things I don't do as a marketer, I don't sell a course. I know I can earn more money selling a course. A lot of people will sign up, but a lot of people will not get value from it. Like they cannot apply whatever. So why I do consulting is because when I do consulting, I look at your business. I will see, okay, like for example, everyone sign up for my course. But let's say just now, Manfred, give me a very good example. If someone comes to me and he say he's a photocopier salesman, I say, you don't need to learn all this content lah. You don't need to do video. You just connect these people and try to get a sale. Don't need to go through the whole thing, create video, everything. If you go through a course, you have to learn everything. So it really depends. So if someone comes to me and I look at them, I say, actually, you have done everything. You just need to run events, run webinars on LinkedIn. And that's where you get a lot of sales.
Exactly.
For me, the success stories is, I go to increase your sales within the first few months, right? To either get you a sales meeting with big corporations, or as a coach or a consultant for you to get business straight away.
Right.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Yes.
That's one question. Okay, now I change the scenario a bit. Sorry, I keep asking a lot of questions.
It's good.
Yeah. Oh, I love your question.
Imagine I'm working for a SaaS company, no longer a printing company. SaaS, software as a service. So should I get my salespeople, which their LinkedIn has a business development title or sales title, to connect with the COO or CEO or someone else to connect with? Because if I'm the CEO or COO, I see a business development person or a salesperson trying to connect to me, I might think twice. Seriously. So should I get another person to connect with him? Who's the best person to connect with the CEO?
Yeah, I would say CEO itself. Yeah, CEO has better chances. Business development also
the
can.
CEO of our company go and link, as in try to connect with the other target CEO. Not the salesperson.
So that is the best scenario. It depends on what you want. It depends on the SaaS. So it depends on the SaaS. So if you're selling, if your SaaS is, let's say a marketing SaaS, then you don't connect to the CEO, you connect to CMO.
CMO, okay. But so get a CMO.
Yeah, Zoom you don't need. Zoom you run ads.
You run ads.
Okay,
so CMO, any SaaS as in SaaS, so CMO connect with CMO.
Yeah. So for it really depends on the type of SaaS. So some SaaS you need to connect with CTO because of security issues, whatever. Like Zoom, if it was Zoom doing B2B sales, The CTO is in charge of security. He's the one who say whether you use Microsoft Teams or Zoom or Google.
So
Meets,
get my
right?
CTO
So you-
to connect with the CTO instead. Okay, as in the same
that
level.
one you
lah.
can be marketing officer. That one you can
Okay,
be marketing officer, but the better chance is same level lah.
But you
But
do agree with
actually,
me that sometimes if the business development person or salesperson try to connect, the resistance, the friction will be there. Lah.
yeah, definitely is. There is, but still it is possible if you make it, like just now I shared with you the strategy, if you make it customized, it's enough. You can. Another way, if you want to connect with someone, I'll say, hey, I'm looking to connect with leaders in the market industry or HR industry. Would love to connect with you. That's also one way that I connect with people. So that also works as well. So if you're from low go to high, you say, hey, I'm looking to connect with business leaders in Singapore, and I look at your profile and love to connect with you. So that one is from a low to high position. So that one somehow will work as well. Yeah, but a great question. But for me, it has success both ways, whether it's from junior or from senior position.
All right. Okay, cool. I mean, we are actually coming to already. We already exceeded. Cool.
1 hour. That was
Awesome, right? Without realizing.
My
But Manfred, you're
goodness.
up. Yeah, I mean, before we thank Bob, for all the awesome knowledge that he shared. And as usual, we're gonna have Manfred's website of the week. So what is that all about, Manfred? What is that today?
It is Teach. So let me try to run the YouTube video because I realized they don't have it. Okay, hope you all can hear.
Sending your way in the comment right now.
Freaking out about it. It's definitely on my calendar for later this afternoon.
No problem. We're ready.
Are we, Terry?
We know the pitch and all that genius right up here.
Yeah, I need you guys to put it into a presentation that's going to show the world exactly how genius our genius is.
I've got just the thing. It's called pitch, and I'm obsessed with it. With pitch, you can make a deck that is gorgeous and crystal clear, ready to share whenever and wherever we want.
Come on, you know I don't do presentations.
And you don't have to make. Pitch does them for you.
Do we need to learn a new app? I mean, why don't we just reuse the deck I made last month?
Or, Terry, you can use pitch together in real time.
Oh, I love this app. I want to tenderly hug it.
Right? And Terry, you'll love this. You can assign slides to specific people.
Ooh, I can see how everyone's doing. Check up on your progress. Okay, let me assign myself the marketing section. And I'm done. You're welcome.
Wait, we have to include all my precious perfect schematics and let's use your behavior charts.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
You know what I just realized? We need to move the who we are section to come before why we are, but after how we are. Not bad. Not bad.
What if?
Terry, an absolute design beast. Ah, Terry.
So it's a collaborative presentation tool.
Oh, and what about the?
It's all there.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh, yes! Woo, woo.
Okay, hope you all like it. So
Well, that's
basically,
So
basically,
he just played the video, not bringing you to the website, guys. If you want to go to the website, it's pitch.com. First time, the website of the week is a YouTube video, but you guys get the drill. Just go and find the link in the comment section.
So I'm showing you the.
What?
So
Manfred
Sunny
has,
present-
Manfred has found a way to get lazy, to get things done without doing anything.
No,
Okay.
Send you to YouTube video.
story sells. Okay, so sell you the story better. So if I show you this thing, half the time you will understand what it's all about.
Okay. I agree. Video is well done. The video is well done. It's a good play. Thanks. So we already got the idea. It's fine. I mean, it's a very interesting software.
It's a good video. Yeah.
It's a good video.
Yep.
It's good. It tells the story.
Messaging is good.
All right. Yep. So it looks cool. So if
You
you
just
are
basically you can add reaction, all these things. You saw it inside the video lah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a collaborative tool.
Something like
presentation.
Canva, lah, but more for
More for presentation now.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, I'm done.
Thank you so much, Manfred. Thank you for the really
Awesome.
awesome discovery every week.
Next time I'll do this, I'll show a video, then just the website.
That's smart. That's smart. You know, then you kill all the saliva, you know, without talking and already get it done. Okay, let's bring this to the end. And thank you so much for joining us, Bob. You know, it's an honor. I mean, we learned so much from your session today.
Thank
and
you.
guys,
Thank you for
if
having
you,
me.
yeah, awesome. You know, and guys, if you want to learn more, please go ahead. I already put the link to Bob's so-called the LinkedIn profile in the comment section. And if you're listening to the podcast, as usual, I'll put it in the description as well. So, so this is the Tree Marketing Show, episode 39. Next week, we're hitting 40. Yes, it's crazy. I mean, anyways, I didn't realize
Halfway there, almost halfway there.
Almost halfway. We wanted to hit 100. You know, that's our first milestone. So, thank you so much, Bob, for joining us.
Awesome.
All
Bob.
right.
Thank you.
And
Good session.
thank you. And thanks, guys. I'll see you next week at same time at 10 p.m. Wednesday night. This is what we do. And this is the Tree Marketing Show. I'm Jason, Andrew, and Manfred, and Bob signing off. See you next week. Bye.